Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard here this evening as we get set up for what should be a pretty fairly simple straight up update for the Edmonton Oilers today. Obviously, the big news of the day, the big news of the past few days has been what is going on with Connor McDavid and what will the injury timeline be. I'll have that news in a matter of moments, though again, a shameless plug for that subscribe button simply because we are inside the last 50 subscribers to 17,000, sitting at a cool 16,950 this evening. If you haven't hit that button yet, you've been thinking about it. You've been thinking about hanging out for the rest of the season. Appreciate that. It's free to do, by the way, so definitely consider that. All right, to the news. I don't need graphics. You've already heard, but I want to talk about it a little bit on length for it for a moment. Connor McDavid will miss 2 to 3 weeks here for the Edmonton Oilers. And while that sounds scary and all, I'm really sitting here looking back and it's like, you know what? This sure all seems familiar. And, you look back to last year's kind of blueprint for the Stanley Cup Finals Game 7 team that lost by a goal to the Florida Panthers to lose the Stanley Cup in South Florida. This blueprint that we're running here looks all too familiar. Suck out of the gate, don't take preseason seriously, and Connor McDavid gets injured in October. My goodness. This all sounds familiar, and that's exactly what happened last year. So the interesting part here is history is repeating itself, or the Amazon documentary script writers that are doing their magic, trying to make another interesting documentary to watch in early September, early October, whenever you watched. Guess what? This looks like round 2. And while we're all watching the world cave in for the Oilers game in, game out because their lack of commitment level, lack of effort level, and lack of give a dang, quite honestly, we are very well still likely to be in for the exact same ride we were last year, whether you want to complain the Oilers are old and slow, or you want to say guys are past their prime, or they should have kept McLeod, they should have kept Holloway, they should have kept Broberg, who didn't want to be here. He literally didn't want to be here, didn't have to sign a contract, didn't sign a contract, and isn't here anymore, but they should have signed him because that's the proper thing to do. But I don't care what you want to argue, what excuse you want to make for the Edmonton Oilers. This all seems really familiar. This is all like deja vu at this point. And you think, on the effort level, you think on the winning games in October, the Oilers would have learned. And yeah, okay, we have a few more wins and we're not nearly as bad off, but there's a lot of cause for concern. And now you've lost Connor McDavid for 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll see where this goes for the Edmonton Oilers, but excited at least to hear the Oilers dodged a bullet, per se, in only losing Connor McDavid, similar to last year, for the short term. 2 to 3 weeks really isn't that long term. The other side, too, is you've got Noah Philp coming in to fill the solution for you in some degree, and I think you'll see him be a part of the solution here simply because he is kind of earned the right to be in. That training camp was impressive. Obviously, deciding to take the year off, but the Oilers being allowed to qualify him and all that has just really proved why he was an interesting player to sign those years back. And now all of a sudden he's, as far as we know, set to make his debut against Nashville on Thursday. So it's going to be all around an interesting day tomorrow as the new look for the short-term Edmonton Oilers get underway with Connor McDavid out for 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe somebody steps up and leads the way. Maybe it doesn't have to be Draisaitl. Maybe it's Nuge. Maybe Hyman has a hat trick. Who knows? Something good happens. Or Matthias Ekholm quietly continues to have a heck of a year as an Edmonton Oilers blue liner. We'll see what happens, friends. Thanks for being aboard here this afternoon, this evening, this morning. Whenever you're getting a chance to tune in here on the channel, I'm off to bed. We'll talk to you later. I'm up on out of here.